Hey, hi, hello, good morning. It's a morning yap. I had a busy weekend of being at the Minnesota Vikings game and doing all that stuff in the end of last week. Last week was just a crazy week, y'all. But you know, here's what I'm still pondering. And I don't think I've posted, I can't remember what my last yap was about. Oh, it was about biraciality. I haven't posted that one yet. But I was talking to one of my students the other day, and, you know, we were talking about a certain part of their range and the things that happened in school, and I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, you know, when I was learning to do XYZ, like my teacher did XYZ, and so the yap before, 2 yaps ago now, I was talking about the holly and the ivy, right? And how essentially like singing the holly and the ivy in the center of the music building was, I mean, it was presented positively, but essentially it was like, you're never going to learn how to do this unless you put yourself into the fight or flight, you know, into the scaredness all the time, right? And I totally have been prone to that, right? Like I've been a person that has, a teacher that has said that to my students, like, you just need to audition more, you know, and put yourself in the position. And for some people that is so true, but for some people it is so not true. And, you know, these blanket recommendations are just usually not very helpful. I did not blend very well, y'all. But anyway, like, so I was thinking before I turned on the camera this morning, just about like all the ways in which, well, okay, here's where it started. I was thinking about Winterludes, and I was thinking, which is my 25 Day of Song series that I've done for at least 7 years now. I've been teaching longer than that, so I'm pretty sure that I've done it ever since my first year of teaching here in the Twin Cities, and I've been in the cities for 9 years, so I think I've done it, just not in a public place. But anyway, it doesn't matter. One of the Winterludes, I said something like, I promise other people are coming. And I've done that like multiple years. Cause like the first couple I do because, you know, my students choose their holiday / winter music in November. They need a couple more weeks. We got to get recorded. I'm going to put up the Christmas tree today. And I'm going to put the red and the green stuff on the piano. And so I just, yeah, I really, anyway, the point of this is that I said other people are coming, as if apologizing or insinuating, right? And this wasn't my energy behind it, but like, it's just something that I'm picking up on as I watch it back. Insinuating that like you all didn't like you wouldn't like if it was all 25 days of me, right? That you wouldn't respond, like you're only responding if I post to other people. And I realized that this is such an apology for my voice. And there is a part of me that uses the, you know, quote unquote excuse that I teach younger students, right? I teach as young as 8 in my voice studio, and like they don't need to mimic me singing. They need to discover their own voice in their own way. And so I actually don't do a ton of singing inside of my lessons, but and so there, and I also don't do a lot of singing online, right? Like I have an album that y'all can go find. It's Soliloquy. It's like one of the first links in my bio. But I don't just get up and sing, right? And so anyway, it got me thinking about like why I apologize for my voice while simultaneously being like, lift every voice, you know, and believing that everyone has a voice and everyone should share their voice, right? And I really think it's tied into a lot of the trauma of academia and growing up in a biracial body and growing up with a voice that does not or quote unquote, like according to teachers of the past, like does not fit my stature. It's bigger than my stature. It has more color, like, and my stature looks a different way. And so I should be singing, you know, other repertoire that my voice doesn't particularly like, and all of these things. Right. And I'll tell more stories as we go on, but it was just such an interesting realization. I've realized this before, but like the way that I was taught to sing made me and so many others that I teach apologetic for their voice, right? And always looking for something to fix in their voice instead of teaching us and helping us, right? Because you can't really teach a person to love, but helping us love ourselves and our voices. And that the only way, like, there's so much punitivity. I don't even know if that's a word, but there's so much punitiveness inside of particularly classical music academia that's like, if you don't do this XYZ standard thing, you will be put in the worst studio. You will not get to go to this masterclass. These are all things that have happened to me. You will not get the solo. You will not be able to participate in that choir. We will downgrade you in your grades because you refuse to sing this particular music. You know, and I just think about how I've carried that with me over all of these years, and how some of my students have carried that with them all of these years. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. So I'm going to try not to apologize for having so many days of me on my page anymore, right? And I'm going to try and enjoy my voice instead of apologizing for my voice. And I would be interested, of course, in your thoughts in the comment sections, etc. But I will see you all. I gotta go do my mascara. And I will see you all probably on Instagram for my Christmas tree decorating. See y'all later. Toodles.